Alright, I went to get a fuel filter for my lawn equipment, and I didn't realize that I bought this really large one. That's because the description was not thorough. I thought it was for lawn equipment. It turned out to be a K&N. You know, sometimes you get punished for buying online. Well, K&N is a decent quality, except for their air filters. Do not buy a K&N air filter that you have to oil. I know of several people who have serious issues with them. Anyway, it's too large. I needed a 1/4 inch, so I'm going to have to do a little modification on this. I have some extra screens, which is good, but I wanted to show you that I'm moving to screen filters instead of these paper filters. Now, this is a Kawasaki filter, so I'm pretty reasonably fair that the quality of the paper is good and it'll last a little while. But if you work on mowers, what you're going to find out is people put these really cheap filters on there, you know, like 6 for $1 or whatever, and that paper will come out and it'll get into the carburetor, and they'll clean the carburetor and it'll still be messed up because it's clogged in the fuel line, because the fuel line's only like a 1/4 inch. So this says 3/8, 5/16, so we got to go to a 1/4 inch. So let's see how we're going to do that. Alright, first thing is to take it out of the plastic. This is sealed. So that, as they say, is that. So we'll get the filter out. And also look in the instructions to see if they have a flow chart. I already know how it's going to flow. In case you didn't know, filters are such that the outside of the filter does the filtering. So like in this case, you can see the arrow. What that means is the fuel's going to come in, go to the outside of the filter, and then the fuel coming out, going to the carburetor, is from the inside of the filter. So this side is the tank side, and this side is going to be the carburetor side. Also, this should come apart, so you can replace the filter. Let me look at that real quick. Alright, so when I was loosening it up, it says in right here. How about right here? So that is in, which I already knew that, so it's going to flood through that hole, go to the outside of the filter. The fuel is going to be filtered and exit this end and go to the carburetor. So you just unscrew it to install the new filter if you're changing it out. I'm going to go ahead and pull it since I'm doing that. Paperwork in English and Spanish. We have installation instructions, shows a few scenarios, and then it shows how to change the filter. I needed 2 13mm wrenches. 1/2 inch was just too tight. So the end is solid, so it'll dead end, come out the holes, go through the filter, go back in the holes, and then out the end. So that's how that's going to work. Have an O-ring on each side. And yeah, this came with new O-rings, so your replacements have new O-rings when you change it. Okay, for reassembly, this is a solid piece. You know, we'll change out the O-ring. Doesn't matter which end goes on first. We'll put that in. Then we'll tighten down the cap, and what you want to notice is it's cut so that it fits on the end there, so that it doesn't move. Whereas if you put it on this way, that'll be wrong. See how that little lip on there? That's going to capture the end. So we'll put this on. Make sure it's captured. Make sure it's snug. Put our glass piece on here. It feels like glass, not plastic. And we will put the end on, and we will get our 13mm wrenches. Tighten them down nice and snug. And since I took it apart, I'll have to check for leaks. Just getting it barely hand tight, which is what the instructions say. Using the appropriate wrenches. They don't even tell you what size to use. Do not over tighten. Alright, so now the next thing is reducing that to 1/4 inch. So what I have is I have a couple of reducing barbs. It's 3/8 to 1/4. So you can see that, you know, one side is larger than the other. So this is going to go on the existing line, and this is going to go on the filter. So I have my 3/8 ID fuel line tubing. So this is how I'm going to measure it for my cut. I'm going to have just the slightest little air gap in there, and then I'm going to have it coming to the edge here and cut that off. Alright, I have my 2 pieces for both ends. Now I'm going to make a really long fuel filter. So I'll just put this on one end, put this on the other end, put that on, and since it's slid on there so easily, I think I'm going to go ahead and put clips on them. Okay, this is what I was able to scrounge up right away. I know I have some more. So as you can see, some are too small. Okay, so I was thinking I wanted to put a clamp on here, but if I put a clamp on there, it's going to have to be one of those worm gear clamps, because these guys are all for 1/4 inch tubing. The hole is 1/4 inch on the ID, and they are too small to fit on the 3/8. Okay, here we are on the machine, and here's the OEM fuel filter. I don't know if the camera is able to pick it up, but that's 3 years old, and I'm ready to change it. So it does have clips on the end, but of course this is 1/4 inch. And the ends are 1/4 inch, so I'm going to extend it a little bit. Quite a bit. So let's get to that. Alright, let's see if I can stay in camera here. We'll take the clamp off. Move that downstream. Remove the filter. Put the new filter on correctly. Alright, that plugs up that end. Now I'll take the other side off. Alright, I have it captured, and I'll go dump it out into the tank. Alright, I'll put the clip on here since it's there. Now it's captured, and I'm going to have to clip it. I need clips for the around the filter, I can tell already. Alright, let me get my clips on. There's one. Yeah, it was just too easy. I think I'm going to go this way. Give me better access. Alright, that's one. Now for the other one. Yeah, make sure it's the same way, because I'm anal like that. Alright, so there we are with our ridiculous number of clamps in place. 2 on each side, just had to do it. Couldn't let it go. It was just too loose. I mean, I could see that the gas was probably going to come out, even though, like I said, it's a no pressure side. So anyway, there we go. And another reason I had to do that is because it's going to sit down low. So this guy is going down there, and the reason for that is because the way the cover works, happens to be a seat. You know, we need to avoid collisions, so I can't have it right there by the engine. And actually the seat is up forward, but the seat has nothing to do with the plate. So I'll just tuck this away in here. It's going to have to go like that. Way out of the way, can't see it, it's off camera. But I'll get it put away in so it's not touching anything, and it won't touch anything when it's rumbling around, and we'll be good to go. Okay, we'll check for leaks. Alright, well, didn't blow up. I don't see any gas anywhere. I think we're done.